Hi, I'm here with the lovely Teresa Mitchell-Patterson. Teresa, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very good.
Thank you. And thank you so much for your fantastic contribution to the textbook. What a massive achievement, because you kind of looked at pretty much every cancer there is and looked at the therapeutics and the research around it. So definitely it's visible that it was a labour of love. So thank you.
Definitely a labour of love. And honestly, I could have gone so much deeper.
Oh, absolutely.
I could have.
It's never ending.
It's never ending. And, I just, it's a subject that's very dear to my heart. So it was an absolute pleasure. And I'm hoping that it helps a lot of people.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. And I mean, before we get stuck into the chapter, how did naturopathy find you?
Well, it's an interesting little journey. So my mum used to take us out wildcrafting when we were little.
Yes.
So we would go and pick chamomile heads and she'd dry them and she'd make chamomile tea. And we'd pick stinging nettles, which wasn't a great deal of fun. But she'd put that in soup and she'd wash our hair in it and she'd grow her own mint. So right from an early age, I had an appreciation for what herbs could do. Mm-hmm. And then I started thinking, well, I wasn't very well myself, actually, when I was about 18. And I think I had chronic fatigue. And the only medication that was suggested to me was Valium, because I think they thought that I don't know why, but I think they thought it was in my head, because it was, it's quite a time ago, if I may say so. And I thought there's got to be more to this. So I went to a naturopath, and she was already a fellow of ANTA at the time. So you can imagine, a fellow is 20 years being a naturopath, which is quite out there in those days. Anyway, her main focus was looking after cancer patients, but she did decide to sort of see me, and she scared the living daylights out of me by some of the things she said. but she put me on a detox diet. I was on it for a year, got massive benefits. I got my energy levels back, and I thought, this is really, really great. And I started doing massage therapy, and then I had my daughter, and she got very sick, and she kept having febrile convulsions, and she had her first one after, I think it was her third injection. And I thought, and again, the news that I was given and the way that it was going to be approached and managed was not something that I felt comfortable with. So I sought out a homeopath, and she gave me a constitutional for my daughter, and it was roses from that point on. So I thought, right, I'm going to go study something. So I studied herbs, then I studied clinical nutrition, then I did the advanced diploma of naturopathy. Well, I did the diploma, upgraded, and so on, and the rest is history. And it's been a long journey, but it's been a fabulous journey. I mean, there aren't many people that can say they just love going to work every day, and that's me.
Yeah, wonderful. And you particularly focus on cancer patients at the moment in your practice?
Yes, yeah, that is the main focus, and we do see a lot of cancer patients. And I also volunteer my media skills for Bowel Cancer Australia. And I'm a bowel cancer patient myself. I have been. I'm 10 years in remission. And my dad had bowel cancer. So, it's something that I can't say I'm passionate. I wouldn't say passionate is the right word. I would say I am very curious as to what we can do and how we can assist cancer patients through their cancer journey.
And there's so much that we can do, and I mean, the research is there from everything you contributed, let alone your experience and your expertise. But I mean, just the things that you've listed there and the research around it, there was definitely a few consistencies that came up for every cancer. So we should all be drinking our green tea and eating our turmeric every day without doubt. But yeah, no, look, your expertise and your wisdom really came through, and I think your personal experience adds a dimension to it that, it's completely different. Like, you understand your patients, and your teachings are flavoured with it. So thank you very, very much.
You're very welcome, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Thank you
so much, Teresa. Thank you.